Welcome to the workshop. This is our pilot episode, and it's just a little introduction to who we are and also what our podcast is going to be about.
Yay. My name is Kris. I am a co-host for this podcast. So usually this is the part where I introduce myself as a university student, but I guess I'm not because
But not anymore.
I recently graduated. I graduated, guess
Imagine.
what? I graduated with a 92%, so that's kind of fun.
Whoa.
Uh,
What the heck? I didn't know
yeah.
that.
Just a little fun fact for you. I'm Emily's high school friend, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to do a podcast about anime?" And I said, "Is that even a question?"
I was so nervous when I asked you. I'm not kidding. I
Why?
was so nervous
What did
because
you think I was gonna say?
I thought you were going to be like, "Oh, Emily, that's such a good idea, and you have such great ideas, honestly," but, like, I thought you were gonna be nice about
Oh
it
my
and,
god.
like, be, like,
I'm gonna
politely
be here for
refuse,
you,
but
and I'm gonna support it no matter what.
yeah, it was honestly, like, a 3 a.m. idea.
You
I
did
didn't
message me really late at night, and I shot up in bed. All I saw was, "Do
Yeah.
you want to?" and, like, podcast, and I was like, "I don't care what this is about." I'm just like, I'm here for a good time. So,
So if I had been like, "Hey, let's do a podcast
yeah.
about something really dumb," you
Mhm.
still would have been down.
Probably. I think
That's the
the
kind of
only
loyalty I
thing
need.
I think the only thing I would have said no is if it was, like, something scientific that I am too dumb to understand. Anyways, we got sidetracked. I
Yeah.
am a business and design student, and I got my degree, so clearly I'm kind of qualified, kind of.
Thank you so much for designing everything.
Oh, you're welcome.
Sometimes I show my friends and they're like, "Oh, that's so cute. I'm so proud of you." And I'm like, "Thanks. I didn't do
Wait,
anything."
for the podcast or, like
For the podcast, like the logo, the Twitter.
oh, bleh. If you were to I'm so used to being around really good designers all the time that, like, I'm incapable of, like, looking at my designs and being like, I'm onto something here." But thank you. Thank you for
It
your
looks good.
vote of confidence. Anyways,
Yes. My name is Emily.
hi,
I also
Emily.
recently graduated with a Bachelor of Science, and I'm going to be attending law school in September.
Wow, who is she?
I'm so excited for a life of financial debt, student loans, having to pay that back for the next 10 years of my life.
So
So
exciting.
that's good.
Yeah.
So basically, what we're trying to do with this podcast is we're going to be analyzing some storytelling elements in some of our favorite animes. And the reason why we decided to do this is because both of us share one brain cell, and we
We
really
really
like
do. We
we
really do.
really like to just talk about writing, all aspects of writing. So how to go about it, and then also analyzing other people's writing. And we just think that even though anime is, yes, it's a visual form of entertainment, but
Mhm.
it's still interesting to look at how the plot is developed and how the characters are developed through the
Yes.
writing underneath it.
We're also just really extra,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we just make things out of nothing. We really are just out here caring about things in a way that do we have enough, like, time and energy to care about these things? No, but we care about them anyway for
Do we
no
have the
reason.
expertise
Do we have the
and
expertise?
the
Absolutely not.
qualifications to talk about this? No,
Okay,
absolutely
we have
not.
we have university degrees now, so maybe that just means, like, we're an expert on everything.
I think so.
Yeah.
And so rightfully so, we are here.
Yeah. So, Emily and I, we didn't meet in grade 12 AP English, but we kind of evolved, as human beings in grade
Yeah,
12 AP
I would
English.
say so. That's pretty
We
accurate.
this it was a small class, by the way. There was maybe, like, 15 or 16 people in that class, and me and Emily would sit at one table by ourselves, and no one else in the class would sit at our
In the
table.
back of the class.
I don't know why. Like,
It's not I
maybe
don't think it was that they didn't like us or anything. I just think
no.
that we intimidated them a little
I
bit.
just think that the power of our minds was just like we needed to take up the whole table.
Yes.
Yeah, that was our
Our ideas and dreams were so big, and look at where it's led us
Yeah.
here.
Neither of us went on to study English or anything like that,
No.
although I was very close to. The reason that I didn't study English was because when I got my acceptance into an English program, I ran to our AP English teacher, who, by the way, is like, we love him. We talk about
We
him.
love
We talk about him
him.
every time we talk, I think,
I think so,
to this
yeah.
day. And I was like, oh my gosh, sir, I got accepted into an English program. And he looked at me and he was like, "Oh, that's great, but you're too smart for English." My
He
English
said
teacher said,
that?
"Yes, I do. I can't even make this up." And I was like, and I think he was half joking, but I was like,
Yeah.
"You did not just say
Yikes.
that." It was like, "Okay, then, I'm just gonna
Time to
move
let your
along."
words subconsciously shape the rest of my life.
Exactly. And now we're here.
So our podcast name is called The Workshop.
Yes.
We were juggling with a couple of other names, but in the end, we decided to choose this one. And it's because Kristen graduated from the University of Waterloo, and I went to McMaster University. And every time we would meet up again, we would just talk about, as friends do, about the courses that we're taking. And I know that she has taken some of these literary workshop courses. I was super jealous because I know McMaster doesn't have anything like that. They do have a couple of English creative writing courses, but I believe those are for English majors only.
Oh, that sucks.
But basically, she was part of these workshop classes. And I don't know if you wanted to speak more to your experience in them, but it sounded like
Mm.
they were really helpful.
Yeah. So I wish like creative writing was like just more accessible in general, because even at Waterloo, it was like only open to like senior students, so like third years and fourth years. There aren't that many sections, so it's kind of like hard to get a spot and stuff like that. But I don't know, I got lucky. And I just had a really good professor. And yeah, it was basically a creative writing class. And the way that it worked was that everyone would write their pieces, and then you bring them to, or you submit them, and then the rest of the class reads it during the week. And then you come to class, and the whole class, like an hour and a half, you just have the class talk about your writing, which is so scary, but also like, it honestly was such a pivotal moment for me, like having people read my writing and just to learn how to analyze storytelling in a way that was like very articulate and was very concrete, because usually like as people who like consume media, we like know what we like, but to actually figure out why we like it is kind of a skill that you have to hone. So yeah, it was just like
Hmm.
a huge thing. And then also just like being a kid who all I wanted to do was like write as a kid, and like then now we're adults and it's like you either abandon that dream or like you realize how difficult it is to really be a writer. So, but it was a great class, and
Lots of revelations.
yeah, and I would always, there was two sections for the class, like so one for the fall term and the winter term. So that whole year I was in this writing class, and I would just like yell at Emily over text sporadically, being like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god, like this week they're workshopping my story and I'm so nervous, blah blah blah." Blah. And then yeah, and then I don't know, I just the name the workshop sounded cool, and I think it's kind of on brand with what we're doing here.
It is kind of
Yeah.
what we are trying to do. I feel like what comes with workshopping is that people are expecting a very unbiased, objective
Mhm.
perspective and view, which
Yes.
will be hard because a lot of these series that we are going to be covering, we love them. We
Yeah.
love
We love them a
a lot
lot.
of these, and we only really want to cover our favorites. But
Yeah.
of course, we will try to have, we'll try our best to have a good, diverse
Mhm.
selection of
Yeah.
series and things to choose from and to look over. But, we're trying our best.
Yeah.
And we will only be following, just the animes for certain series.
Oh, yeah, for the ones that also have mangas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't have enough energy to read manga and watch anime as well,
Mhm.
unfortunately. I'm only awake for like 6 hours a day and then I go
Honestly,
back to
same.
sleep.
Yep.
So we'll try our best.
Yeah.
Okay, any last words?
Any final words? You always
Any
say it
final
like we're
words?
gonna die.
I
Like, it's
know.
like, what are your final words?
I like to live my life with dramatic flair.
Yeah. I know that. No, I think that's it. So thank you for listening to this pilot episode if you did. This was just us talking about ourselves.
Most terrible kind of torture.
We're not
I
that
hate talking
interesting.
about myself.
Yeah. You know what? Here it is for anyone who was genuinely curious.
All right, please don't forget to follow us on Twitter. We are Into the Workshop on Twitter. And then we also have a nice YouTube channel, The Workshop. Please follow us to
And subscribe.
listen
And
to ew.
sorry, I hate the word subscribe.
Yeah, me too.
It's been ruined by influencer culture, but here we are.
Okay, that's that. All right, let's get to it. We're literally going to be recording our first episode right after this.
Yay.
So here we go. All right, see you guys later.
Bye.